All right, so what's new with Jucifer?
We just recently released an album back in July. It had a limited edition CD release, and then officially came out with distribution in November, and the double vinyl also came out in November. We've been touring all year, which is what we usually do. We've been touring all year for 13 years. This will be our 14th, God willing. So. And that's it. We were in Europe for about 4 months, and then we came back to the U.S. at the end of November, and we've been around the Northeast prior to now, and we're headed south and west at the moment.
Where's your next gig at after today?
Athens, Georgia.
Okay. All right, so what's a day in the life like for your band? You roll into town, what happens?
Usually when we roll into town, we've already been driving. I do most of the driving, so we get up in the morning, maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, drive somewhere, get there maybe 2 or 3 p.m., start loading in by 3 or 4, because it takes us a minimum of 3 hours to set up, sometimes as much as 8 if it's a really special venue. And we are setting up, like I said, for about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours on average. Most of that isn't actually what people imagine, is that we'd be stacking the cabinets for that long. That only takes maybe 40 minutes. It's wiring everything together and making it work that takes all the long time, because we have to deal with electricity, also connecting amplifiers and speaker cabinets, and it's just a mess of cables that have to be plugged into the right places, and then everything has to be tested. Cables go bad out of nowhere. So then after we do that, quick dinner. We never have time to sit down and eat. Then usually the show is starting. By then the bands before us are on. Then we play our show. Finish playing our show. In a situation like here, we're lucky we can load out the next day. We do that when we can, because it's just so exhausting. But otherwise we've got 3 or 4 more hours to load out. Finish up between 4 and 7 in the morning. Sleep for a couple hours and do it all over again.
All right, so at what point did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
I think we both kind of always wanted to play music instinctively. I mean, we both started playing music really young, and as far as seeing people on television that were in bands that were famous or whatever, we're like, what they're doing looks cool when we were children. But as far as being on tour all the time, that sort of developed more naturally. When we were each of us, when we were young teenagers, started to try to play with other people or record our music, whatever. And by the time we met each other, we both knew that we really wanted to just be playing music all the time. And that was in our early 20s. So.
All right, last question. When people have never seen your show before and they hear about the wall of sound and stuff like that, what do you want to come across to your new fans? What's the most important part about seeing you guys that you want to convey to them?
I don't really know. In a way, we really feel like people can take what they want out of what we do with both our shows and our recordings. If somebody's coming to see us for the first time, they should know that if they Google us and catch the first song on YouTube or whatever, it might be nothing like what we actually play live, because with our recordings we've always been as diverse as we ever want to be, and we've sort of treated it almost, it's the same band, but we've never restrained ourselves as far as trying to make our show like our records or vice versa. So that's probably the best warning I could give, is just to go without any expectation of it being like what you imagine it might be, and then you're probably going to be most open to getting something that you like out of it, maybe.
Okay. All right, so that was my last question, but I guess that sort of round out the interview. How's your 2014 been so far?
It's been really good so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well.